By 2024, the world's population will have been significantly influenced by demographic trends, with the top 10 most populous nations making up a sizable portion of the world's population. These countries, which range from Russia's vast landscapes to India's youthful and diverse population, each face particular opportunities and challenges brought about by their respective demographic dynamics. In this video, we will highlight the 10 most populated countries in the world. Number 10. India. With an estimated 1.45 billion people living there, India has become the most populous nation in the world. This multicultural country is home to many different languages, religions, and ethnic groups, making it one of the world's most culturally diverse nations. India's population has grown as a result of various factors, such as a high birth rate, better healthcare, and longer life expectancies. With roughly 50% of its population under 25, the nation has a young demographic. The demographic dividend offers substantial prospects for innovation, economic expansion, and a dynamic labor force. It does, however, also present difficulties such as the requirement for sufficient healthcare, education, and job creation. Megacities like Delhi and Mumbai are growing as a result of the fast-rising urbanization trend, which is causing problems with infrastructure, pollution, and overcrowding. The Indian government is prioritizing policies that tackle social inequality and promote sustainable development in order to capitalize on the country's youthful population for economic growth. Number 9. China. Over the past few decades, China, a country with a population of about 1.42 billion, has experienced significant demographic changes. While historically it was the most populous country, India has surpassed it in recent times. In an effort to slow down the country's rapid population growth, China implemented the one-child policy in 1979, marking a turning point in the country's demographic history. The consequences of decades of population control are still evident today, despite the fact that this policy was loosened in 2015 to permit families to have 2 and eventually 3 children. China is currently dealing with issues like an aging population, which includes a rising percentage of senior citizens and a declining labor force. In the upcoming years, this demographic shift may have an effect on social stability and economic growth. Social challenges are also presented by the gender imbalance resulting from the preference for male offspring. China's population dynamics have a significant impact on its economy, which is the second largest in the world. To counteract the negative effects of urbanization and resource allocation, the government is enacting policies that encourage higher birth rates. Number 8. United States. With a population of about 345 million, the United States comes in third. Because of integration, the United States, which is renowned for its cultural diversity, is a melting pot of different languages, ethnicities, and customs. Both immigration and natural population growth are the main causes of the nation's comparatively high population growth rate when compared to other developed countries. Technology, innovation, financial services, and a strong agriculture sector define the United States' diverse economy. The younger generation adds to the labor force and the vibrancy of the economy, especially in immigrant populations. But the United States also faces issues with political polarization, healthcare access, and social inequality, all of which have an effect on population cohesion and growth. Migration patterns are having an impact on local economies and cultural landscapes in urban areas such as New York City, Los Angeles, and Chicago. Immigration laws that have the potential to affect labor market conditions and demographic trends are still a source of concern for the U.S. government. Number 7. Indonesia. With an estimated 283 million people, Indonesia is the 4th most populous nation. Indonesia is the world's largest archipelagic state, made up of more than 17,000 islands, each with its own distinct customs and culture. With a median age of roughly 30, the population is largely youthful, which offers potential for economic growth, especially in industries like manufacturing and technology. Indonesia's economic landscape is changing due to the country's rapid urbanization, with major economic hubs emerging in places like Jakarta. But there are drawbacks to this urban expansion as well, such as poor infrastructure, pollution, and traffic jams. The nation has an abundance of natural resources such as minerals, oil, and gas, but it also has environmental problems like deforestation and climate change. The Indonesian government is concentrating on addressing socioeconomic disparities and leveraging the potential of its youthful population by enhancing healthcare and education and promoting sustainable development. Number 6. Pakistan. Pakistan is the 5th most populous country in the world with an estimated 251 million people. With almost 60% of the population under 30, the nation has a young population. Although there is a lot of room for economic growth with this demographic profile, there are obstacles to overcome in the areas of healthcare, education, and employment creation. Pakistan's economy is broad, with important sectors including agriculture, textiles, and remittances from foreign workers. But the nation also faces issues with infrastructure and energy supply, security, and political instability. Because of the persistently high rate of population growth, efficient policies are required to manage resources and raise living standards. Urbanization is growing, posing problems for public services, housing, and transportation in cities like Lahore and Karachi that are expanding quickly. The government is tackling issues of poverty and inequality while pursuing programs to increase access to healthcare and education. Number 5. Nigeria. Nigeria, the most populous nation in Africa with over 233 million people, is renowned for its rich cultural diversity, home to over 250 ethnic groups and more than 500 languages. High fertility rates have led to one of the fastest rates of population growth in the world in this nation. While a large, youthful population can spur economic growth, it also puts strain on infrastructure and resources. So this rapid growth brings both opportunities and challenges. Nigeria's economy has a growing agriculture sector and a booming tech industry, but it still depends largely on oil exports. But the nation also faces formidable obstacles, such as political unrest, rampant corruption, and security problems, especially in the insurgent-affected northern areas. Rapid urbanization is making cities like Lagos megacities, creating problems with public transportation, housing, and other services. To capitalize on the potential of its young population, the Nigerian government is trying to diversify the country's economy and enhance social services. Number 4. Brazil. Brazil, which has 212 million citizens, comes in 7th place. Brazil, the biggest nation in South America, is renowned for its rich cultural heritage, which includes dance, music, and funfair celebrations. Due to generations of immigration and indigenous ancestry, the population is varied, consisting of a blend of ethnic groups. Over the past few decades, Brazil has made great strides towards eliminating poverty and expanding access to healthcare and education. Nonetheless, the nation continues to struggle with inequality, especially in urban areas where wealth gaps are more noticeable. Brazil has a diverse economy with manufacturing, mining, and agriculture being important sectors. Sustainable development faces many obstacles from environmental problems, most notably the deforestation of the Amazon rainforest. The government's goal is to build a more inclusive society by striking a balance between social justice, environmental preservation, and economic growth. Number 3. Bangladesh. Bangladesh is one of the world's most densely populated countries, home to about 174 million people. Throughout the past few decades, the nation has made incredible progress in eradicating poverty and enhancing healthcare and education, which has helped to lower fertility rates. Despite these developments, Bangladesh still faces many obstacles, one of which is its susceptibility to climate change, given that a large portion of the nation is low-lying and prone to flooding. Millions of people, especially women, are employed in the clothing industry, which is a significant economic engine. However, the nation needs to manage concerns about economic diversification, working conditions, and labor rights. Urbanization is accelerating, making Dhaka one of the world's fastest-growing cities. This is posing problems for housing, transportation, and infrastructure. To solve these issues and keep raising the standard of living for its people, the government is concentrating on resilience building and sustainable development. Number 2. Russia. Russia, which is home to about 145 million people, is the 9th largest country in the world by land area, encompassing both Northern Asia and Eastern Europe. Although Russia's population has been comparatively stable, the country still faces issues with an aging population and immigration, especially from younger, educated people who are looking for opportunities abroad. The nation is renowned for its contributions to science, literature, and the arts and has a rich cultural past. Russia's economy is largely dependent on natural resources, especially gas and oil, which are important to the country. The government is enacting measures targeted at raising birth rates and enhancing healthcare in order to address demographic challenges. However, population growth and economic stability have also been impacted by political unrest and international sanctions. Migration to urban areas like Moscow and St. Petersburg is still present, creating problems with housing, infrastructure, and social services. Number 1. Ethiopia. With a population of about 126 million, Ethiopia completes the top 10. Driven by manufacturing, services, and agriculture, it has one of Africa's fastest-growing economies. With a median age of only 20, Ethiopia's young population offers potential for both economic growth and innovation. However, the nation faces difficulties with climate change, ethnic conflicts, and political instability, all of which can affect development and food security. Ethiopia's distinct identity is influenced by its historical significance, rich cultural legacy, and status as one of the world's oldest countries. The government is addressing issues of poverty and inequality while concentrating on infrastructure development and economic reforms to capitalize on the potential of its youthful population. Ethiopia aims to strike a balance between social stability, environmental sustainability, and economic development as it grows. These nations make up a sizable chunk of the global population, and because of their distinct demographic trends, each one of them faces particular opportunities and challenges. If you liked our video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel.